Welcome to the first episode of CSUF Student Updates from the Division of Student Affairs. You probably know me by now, but for those of you who don't, my name is Tonantzin Oseguera, and I serve as the Vice President for Student Affairs. Since this is the first episode, I want to tell you a little bit about what you can expect from these videos. My hope and our goal with this entire series is to provide the campus community with a long-form updates that are relevant and timely, information that is important to know, whether it affects you or not, and information that can help to enrich your time as a Titan. You can expect these types of videos every few months or so. So let's jump right in. I want to first talk about our women's programming. So in 2021-22, the department formerly known as the Adult Reentry and Women's Resource Center was briefly closed for a number of reasons. Today, I'm here to bring you a few pieces of uplifting news related to our women's program initiatives on our campus. Namely, it's that we have a temporary reimagined space for women's programming, aptly called the Women's Programming Space. And it is now open in Langsdorff Hall 556. And let me underscore the fact that this space is temporary. I'd like to give you some context about all that I just talked about. Our former women's programming and educational services offered through the Women's and Adult Reentry Center were shifted to be housed under our Diversity Initiatives and Resource Center, DIRC. Since the women's programming was moving to be within DIRC, it naturally made sense to establish a location close by the library. Unfortunately, it was given to a new entity and we had to shift last minute. So we did the best we could, as we normally do in student affairs, and found a new space in Langsdorff Hall. The former Women and Adult Reentry Center space is now serving our adult reentry students as a Transfer, Adult, Parent, and Pregnant Student Center, TAP. So that space option was not available. So we found it in Langsdorff Hall for the time being. This new women's programming space is where students can learn about the women identity via intersectional programming, study, build community, relax between classes. Students can also engage with the space faculty liaison as they are doing some office hours there. Looking ahead, in collaboration with the Division of Academic Affairs, our teams will work together to develop and establish new permanent and reimagined space for Titans. Put simply, we're just happy to have it open, even if it is temporary. Once again, the location is Langsdorff Hall, room 556. Please be sure to stop by. I also want to share that we are starting the search for a Women's Resource Center coordinator. We've also hired a graduate assistant that is coming on board this month and will be able to assist with programming, running the space, and being available to have conversations with our women Titans. We've also, related to women's programming initiatives, I want to highlight that our confidential advocate for violence prevention and advocacy continues to expand. This unit is part of the health services and it supports our campus community, students, faculty, and staff that have been impacted by sexual assault, domestic violence, dating violence, stalking, harassment, and gender-based violence. Our goal is to create a safe and empowering environment that supports Titans through education, prevention, and confidential advocacy, all the while working to preserve and enhance their potential for academic, professional, and personal development. You may recall programs like Denim Day, Domestic Violence Awareness Month, Sexual Assault Awareness, and more. All those are coming back. We also have 2 campus advocates on campus. It's the first in Cal State Fullerton history, and they're here to provide assistance to oversee the programs and services for this area. I am very grateful for this, and we will continue to be strong advocates and allies to make sure that everyone stays safe, feels safe, and finds healing. I now want to talk about Latinx Heritage Month. I invite all of you to join us in celebrating this important month, which is ongoing and takes place nationally from September 15th to October 15th. Latinx Heritage Month is commemorated during the months that celebrate the independence and anniversaries of several Latin American nations, and it uplifts the cultural legacy of deeply rooted and rich traditions. This year at Cal State Fullerton, I mentioned this at a recent Time Out with Tio video, that we're excited to celebrate with the theme Empowering Nuestras Comunidades. As you may know, Cal State Fullerton was granted its Hispanic Serving Institution designation in 2004, which is very important. We've had this designation for quite some time. And this designation is given to campuses that enroll over 25% of Latinx students. At Cal State Fullerton, we have over 43% of our students who identify as Latinx. And on our campus, we pride ourselves in our efforts beyond the designation and focus intentionally on serving our Latinx students through the myriad of programs and services offered through the Division of Student Affairs and Academic Affairs. In fact, our university was recently awarded the Seal of Excelencia in recognition of our work to support our Latinx students. One major milestone to highlight this Latinx Heritage Month is the 50th anniversary of our Latinx Communities Resource Center, affectionately known as the LCRC. We're so proud and grateful for the work of the center and all of our campus partners who support it. As we continue to empowering nuestras comunidades, we encourage you to celebrate and support our work with the Latinx community. Come out to one of our events. Finally, I want to talk about free speech. I want to touch on this relevant topic. I wrote about it in my welcome back message to students sent in August of 22. This topic, free speech at Cal State Fullerton, is very important. Why? Because our university is a marketplace of ideas in which diverse perspectives from all sides and issues can be explored in a safe environment, upholding the right to freedom of expression. This freedom of expression, or free speech, must be protected for everyone. Free speech means that our campus includes diverse thoughts and opinions. Free speech allows for healthy dialogue. Free speech allows for peaceful protest when we disagree. And again, free speech must be protected for everyone so that our campus continues to be a place that includes diverse perspectives, where we can speak our minds freely, peacefully protest, and engage in healthy dialogue, and where it's okay to have differences of opinions. Throughout the semester, there will be times that you will be challenged and tough conversations will be had. You might disagree with someone, and that is okay. Cal State Fullerton is committed to cultivating a learning environment that protects equity, equality, diversity, inclusion, and the opportunity for all students to succeed. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about free speech at Cal State Fullerton, please contact the Office of Student Life and Leadership. Thank you for tuning in today and for being supporters of our work with our students. We're grateful for each of you. Be well, be joyous.